over here is to find function value and the domain and range of polynomial function graphically. Okay. Over here, we have this polynomial function. So this is the cubic function. This is degree 3 polynomial on this side, right? Okay. So let's find f of 2. To find f of 2 over here, since we already graph it, they give you the graph, right? Okay. So this is the graph for this cubic function over here. It's like an S shape. Remember for x cubed, it is like a banded paper clip, right? So this function over here is also in S shape right here, okay? There are many graphing app of or website. Okay, one I use is called Decimal. So you can actually input this and you can get this graph right here, okay? So we try to find F2. So how can I find F2 if I know the graph? If I'm given this graph right here. Can someone tell me how do you find F2? What does this 2 here correspond to? Is the X or the Y?
The Y.
We substitute the X.
It's the X, right? Whatever input over here, remember that's the X, okay? Remember function, right? So when you have a function, say this function F, okay? So over here, you input X, and then the output over here will be Y, or you call this f of x. Okay, so that's the output. So inside this parenthesis over here, this inside the parenthesis here, that's the input. Okay, all right, so remember this. This f of x over here, x is the input. And then f of x over here, that's the output. You can think about it as the y, okay? Okay, so x over here, it is 2. So if we look at the graph on this x-axis, we locate 2, okay? And then we're trying to find f of 2. So we're trying to find the corresponding y value. So 2 over here, so we go up and down until we hit the graph. It looks like we hit the graph over here at this point, right? So this point over here, okay. So 2, we got this, okay. I hit the graph. Now we go to the side and we look at the corresponding y value. Looks like it's this one right here. It is negative 20, right? It's negative 20. Negative 20 over here, okay? So f of 2 here, it is negative 20, okay? Okay, the second part here. Find any values of x for which f of x equal negative 25. Now, this negative 25 over here corresponding to this f of x, which you can think about it as the y, okay? So on the y-axis, we're going to locate negative 25. So I see this negative 25 over here. Okay, negative 25 over here, okay? And then we will look to the side, okay? So look left and right, okay? And to hit the graph, okay? So it hit the graph at this point and also this point over here, at this 2 points. This point and this point, it hit the graph. Now we're trying to find the x value. We're trying to find what's the x value, what's the input. So we will project to this x-axis. We see that it corresponds to this number, negative 3 and 3. So when x equal to negative 3 and 3, f of x will equal negative 25. Y equal to negative 25 when x equal negative 3 and 3. So the answer over here is when x equal to negative 3 and 3. The function value equal to negative 25. So the last part here, find the domain and range of the function. Do you guys remember what's the domain? Domain is the set of all possible input, which means in this case is all possible x value that you can substitute into the x, right? So to find this graphically, you look at what kind of x value, what kind of x coordinate those points on the graph take. Okay, the graph over here go on like this. Actually, going to continue forever. Okay, continue go like this. So when you project to this x-axis, we see what kind of x coordinate they take. It looks like it takes on every number on this x-axis. Let me see if I can have a graph right here. It's right here. To find the domain. So when we project the graph to this x-axis, you see that those points on the graph, the x coordinate can be any number on this x-axis. Okay, so the domain will be from -infinity to infinity, or you can put down this stands for all real number, the big R with the double bar, right? This stands for all real number. Okay. Now, what about range? Range will be all possible output. Okay, so will be in this case all possible f of x value or y value. So you project the graph right here to this y-axis. So which means we draw horizontal line from any point on the graph. Okay, and then draw horizontal line to this y-axis. Okay. Now you see that every number on this y-axis is a possible y coordinate for some point on the graph, right? So every point on this y-axis get projected, okay? So the range over here, it will be from -infinity to infinity, okay? So that's also all real number. So that's a range. Okay. Question?